Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Delise. You might know me as Stamper Girl. Today I am part of the Summer Rest and Relaxation card making video hop hosted by Valley Oak Paper. If you're interested, please reach out to her. We are always looking for new people to collaborate with us. I would like to start by thanking Mona, one of my viewers. She is the sweetest thing. I was just talking in one of my live how I love Brie Reese products, and she said, "Oh my God, I just saw those," and I'm like, "What? They don't make these anymore." These are alcohol inks, but I love all of her crafty products. And she said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go to the store again tomorrow, and I'll grab some for you." And I'll grab some for you. I thought she was sending me like one bottle or two. She sent me 3 magnificent sets of alcohol inks by her. And I could not be more excited. I am seriously over the moon. Of course, I received them today, and today I had to use them. So this card that I'm making for the Summer Rest and Relaxation hop is using the fabulous gift that she sent me. So I, again, over the moon excited about these. So let's get started. This cute and adorable stencil set by Plaid was also part of the little gifts that Mona sent me. And there are by Plaid and Mozilla. And here are the colors that she sent me of the alcohol ink. I'm going to be using the yellow and the green. They're fabulous. I'm just showing you that for my picker tool, I always mark with a little bit of washi, and I go over my stencils and clean them up of any extra little pieces that might be still attached to my stencil before I use them. Okay, here I am starting with the green. It is a beautiful, beautiful green. It did take me a little bit of a while to get it started, and that's why you will see this all takes time. And so a little bit of the color is going to stay on this piece of paper. This is just a glossy piece of cardstock. It is not clay based. If this was Yupo paper or photo paper, it would totally differently act to the alcohol inks. I am using 99% isopropyl in that needle bottle that you see me come and add to it. And I keep adding little bits of ink, a little bit more of the alcohol ink, and just letting it move. I could let it sit for a little bit more too. It depends on how you want to look. Every time I put a little bit of that alcohol isopropyl, it just makes it move. I am keeping with the green on the top, yellow on the bottom, because I'm going to use that pineapple stencil that you saw at the beginning. I will try this with my heat gun. Here is, and I love it. I truly love it. I forgot to show you when I did add the clear embossing, the Versamark ink. But what I did is I taped the stencil to my piece of cardstock, and then I just add Versamark and then just pull the washi towards you, okay? And then I'm using a small dry brush to eliminate some of the extra powder that we have around it. I do have to tell you, this probably would have been better if I had used an anti-static powder, but of course I didn't use it, so that's why it's getting stuck to some of the areas that are still a little bit wet. Like I mentioned before, this is part of the card making video hop hosted by Valley Oak Paper. This is the summer rest and relaxation is our theme. And if you want more information, make sure that you check the description below with all the stops on the hop and you visit everyone. And again, if you like everyone's content, make sure you like and subscribe. Love how this pirate gold embossing powder looks against the colors, because it's kind of like a little bit brownish, like a little bit antique, and I am loving the color. Now I do feel like it's a little bit too clean, so I am bringing my Angel Wings twinkling H2Os, and I'm adding These are like watercolors, but they're like really super metallic. And I am adding water with my water bottle, just letting it soak for a little bit. Then I'm bring a tiny bit paintbrush and just hit it against my blower. By the way, this blower that I'm using, this is just one of those blowers to actually clean the lens in your camera. So if you do not have the fancy Tim Holtz one, you can get one of these for literally a couple bucks. Like they're I think $2 in Amazon. So you can get these. Usually you get these as freebies. I'm using this one because my husband gets freebies every time he buys lenses, and this is the freebie that they sent him. So I kind of borrow one, quote end quote. I am drying my H2Os, my twinkling H2Os with my heat gun. Look at that. I love it. It's so pretty. I end up using my circle from Spellbinders, and I use this bigger circle for the outside. Now I'm going to use the smaller circle. This one is actually from a different set, but it's also Spellbinders, and I am going to cut it because I want that frame on the outside. I love when designers use the inside and they pop it up in that dimension, but it continues with the image. So that was the approach and the look that I was going for. So I cut the center size circle again 3 more times of just plain cardstock. This is just my throwaway cardstock that I have, that I am not in love with it anymore, but it's nice and thick and it die cuts beautifully. So I use it to just make layers for other cards when I need extra dimension. And here is my super adorable pineapple. Here's the back of that throwaway paper that I am using. It is super old, don't worry about it. And now there it is. I really like it. I'm just checking to see if I really want an extra layer or if I am okay with just 3 extra layers. And I think I'm okay. I am doing a top opening card, and it is an A2 size. I'm going to be making a tent card in with a little stopper, and I can't believe that this yellow, I had it in my stash of scraps, and then this embossing folder with the pineapples was flipping perfect. I can't even tell you how excited I was when I remember I had that one. So I'm using my Burley Arts glue. I am matting the yellow because it's not a super thick cardstock, and since it's going to be standing up. Now, I wish I had thought about this before and I would have matted with a little bit of a border, because when I put it here, I'm like, oh, I love it. I love the border. But then I thought, oh, when I stand it up, it's not going to have a border. And I was like, I just can't even believe that I didn't think of that. I am doing a line at 1.5, a score line, and I am folding it over. This is going to be, that's how my card is going to stand up. So I'm going to glue just the bottom, and then, yep, that's how it stands. And I need to do a stopper so it works perfectly. I just glued to that bottom half. I am gluing my centerpiece first, making sure that I get it straight and smack in the middle. Perfect. And then now instead of putting glue into the ring and then adding the ring, because I don't want any glue on my pineapple piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the glue on the card itself. And now since I already know where it matches, I can just put it there. And I am using my fingernails to push down so you can actually see. Then I think, oh, this would be so much easier with and my bone folder. And look at how pretty. It looks adorable. I am in love. But then I'm like thinking, I feel like there's too much space on the bottom. I could have used like a bow or something, which would have been super nice. But I wanted to stamp something, and I wanted to heat emboss it with the same Pirate Gold embossing powder that I use for the pineapple. So here is where I'm using this Altenew stamp set. It is a little bit of an oldie, but it is such a goodie stamp set. Like I love it, love it. It has so many sentiments and they all stamp beautifully with the quality of Altenew, of course. So I am using my static embossing powder and then using Versamark to stamp my sentiment. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can't tell very well if it's stamped one of the sides. So I'm going to stamp it a second time. Thank goodness for the Misty, right? Because we get it perfectly aligned every single time if you put it all the way to that corner. So I am coming back with my, again, my Pirate Gold embossing powder. And look at how nice that comes out. I love it. I simply love it. I am going to be so sad when this embossing powder is out because it is probably, I don't know, I want to say 15, 20 years old. And it is my favorite. It really does have like a vintage kind of like old coins. It's called Pirate Gold. It's like old coins kind of look. So here I stamp the surprise and it's a day to celebrate. And I'm going to trim this using my Fiskars little trimmer. I love my gelatin. It's my favorite. I have bought different ones and I still stay with this one because it cuts perfect every single time. I don't know what to tell you. So just making sure it's a little bit off, but it's not because of the gelatin. It's because I had made a cut with my scissors here and I did notice it. So I was like, oh, let me just trim that little bit. And there it is. Beautiful and perfect. So now I'm going to put It's a Day to Celebrate right here on the front, right smack in the middle. And then on the inside, it's going to be surprise. And that is going to be actually my stopper. I have a tiny bit of that yellow St. Cardstock. Literally, these are the two pieces that I have left over from that scrap. Could not be any more perfect. I am using a little bit of my Burley Arts glue. Gonna glue it to the bottom. Nothing fancy, no measuring, no nothing. Just making sure that it's just flush. And then I'm gonna cut my extra and I'm gonna glue my surprise right at the middle. You don't even have to put any foam or make this 3D or anything to make the card stop. To make it use as a stopper, I'm just using one of my bone folders just to apply some pressure. But look, perfect. No need for like foam tape or anything. This is a super flat card, ships perfectly. And remember, if you like my content and this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And don't forget, don't leave your crafting for tomorrow. Start today. Bye.